is Lucky Chidupali, and today we are going to be going through some SAT math practice problems from the College Board SAT Practice Test 10 from the No Calculator section. We will be going through all of the questions in this test, so this will be the third part of this series. So for our first problem, we have a question that asks, a circle in the xy plane has a center 5, 7 and radius 2. Which of the following is an equation of the circle? We have A, x minus 5 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals 4, B, x plus 5 squared plus y plus 7 squared equals 4, C, x minus 5 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals 2, and D, x plus 5 squared plus y plus 7 squared equals 2. So in order to solve this, first let's write out the equation for a circle. Basically, the equation is the radius squared equals x minus h squared plus y minus k squared, where the center is h, k. So we see in this problem they give us two key components. They give us the center 5, 7 and radius 2. So we can just plug it into our main equation and see what we get. So radius is 2, so 2 squared equals x minus h, and we're given 5 for the h value, squared, x minus 5 squared plus y minus, and we're given 7 for the k value, squared. So to further simplify, we can just square 2 squared, so that would be 4 equals x minus 5 squared plus y minus 7 squared. So looking at our answer options, we see that A is the same answer we got. So our answer is x minus 5 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals 4. So for our next problem, we have, in the figure above, triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. What is the value of cosine E? And our answer options are A, 12 by 5, B, 12 by 13, C, 5 by 12, and D, 5 by 13. And we're given two triangles right here. So first of all, we know that these two triangles are similar. So they would be, this triangle DEF would just be ABC, but with different lengths. Well, actually, to be precise, we can say the measure of angle B is equal to the measure of angle E. And also, AB corresponds to DE, side DE, and BC, side BC, that's right, corresponds to side EF. And for similar triangles, corresponding sides are proportional. So we know that AB over BC is equal to DE over EF. It would have the same ratio. So now, since we know this information, the question's asking for what cosine E is. And basically, we can see that in angle ABC, let me just erase these marks. We can see that in angle ABC that cosine, since angle B is equivalent to angle E, cosine B would be adjacent over hypotenuse according to the SOHCAHTOA rules. So adjacent would be 12, let me use a different color, and hypotenuse is 13. So let's just write this out. Cosine equals 12 by 13. And because we know that, and we know that AB over BC equals DE over DF, we know that cosine E should also equal 12 over 13. E is so our answer option would be B, 12 over 13. For our next problem, we have in the xy plane, the graph of the function f of x equals x squared plus 5x plus 4 has two x-intercepts. What is the distance between the x-intercepts? So our answer options are A1, B2, C3, and D is 4. So first let's write down the equation. F of x equals x squared plus 5x plus 4. So the x-intercepts of this graph are points x comma f of x, where f of x is equal, f of x equals 0. So now let's just plug in 0 for f of x in the function. So we'll just have x squared plus 5x plus 4 equals 0. And now we can factor out this side right here. You can use any method you want to factor. I'm just going to put it into a box really quickly. So we have x squared, 4, so x, and since we have 5 here, it should equal to 5, and it would just simply be x plus 4, x plus 1, 4x, and x. So really simple factoring, but now we can rewrite this as 0 equals x plus 4 times x plus 1. So this would mean, let's write it over here, x plus 4 equals 0 and x plus 1 equals 0. If we subtract 4 on both sides, we'd get x equals negative 4, and if we subtract 1 on both sides, we'd get x equals negative 1. So this basically means the x-intercepts on the graph are points, negative 4, 0, and negative 1, 0. And now, since in order to find the distance between the two, we can just see the distance, like negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, and the distance between negative 4 and negative 1 is just 3. So from that, we know that our answer would be C, which is, let's write this down actually, 3. So for our next problem, we have an equation, and the question is, what are all values of x that satisfy the given equation? So the equation is square root of 4x equals x minus 3, and we have 1 is 1, 2 is 9. So first, let's write down the equation. So square root of 4x equals x minus 3. Now we're just going to take the square, we're going to square both sides of this equation, so we'll square root of 4x and square x minus 3. So this would simply be, because we can cancel out the square root and square, so we would have 4x equals x minus 3 times x minus 3. And we can just multiply x minus 3 times x minus 3, and that would be 4x equals x squared minus 3x minus 3x plus 9. Now let's subtract 4x from both sides. And I'll write it, continue here. And subtracting 4x on both sides will get 0 equals x squared minus 10x plus 9. Now let's factor this side, and in order to do that you could use any method you like, but I'll just be using a box method. So we just have x squared, 9, and negative 10. So basically it should add to negative 10 but multiply to 9, so that would simply be x minus 1, x minus 9. So yeah, and that's our factored out. So 0 equals x minus 1 and x minus 9. Now we can do them separately. 0 equals x minus 1 and 0 equals x minus 9. Therefore, x would equal positive 1 and x would equal positive 9. So now that we have our possible x values, let's plug them back in. So first let's try out x equals 1. So square root of 4 times 1 equals 1 minus 3, and that would be square root of 4, or actually let's just write that down as 2 equals negative 2. However, that is false, so 1 is not a solution to it. This equation, or is not a value to this equation, so let's try out 9. So square root of 4 times 9 equals 9 minus 3, and that would be square root of 36, which is 6, equals 9 minus 3 is 6. So this is in fact correct. Therefore, x equals 9 is the value, the only possible value that satisfies this equation. And here that's number 2, so number 2 only is option B, so that will be our answer. So for our next problem, we are given two equations, and the problem states, in the system of equations above, a is a constant. For which of the following values of a does the system have no solution? And the equations are negative 3x plus y equals 6, ax plus 2y equals 4, and our answer options are A, negative 6, B, negative 3, C, 3, and D, 6. So since the question is asking which of the following values of A does the system have no solution, and we know that a system has no solution if the graphs of the lines by the equations are parallel but not equivalent. So first of all, let's rewrite these equations in terms of y. So the first equation would be y equals 3x plus 6, and all we did was add positive 3x to both sides. And the second equation would be y equals negative a by 2, sorry, this is an a, okay, by 2x times x plus 2, a by 2x plus 2. So from that we know that the slope is 3 here, and the y-intercept would be 0, 6, and we know that because the form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept, so x would be 0 when b is 6, as shown here. And for the second equation, our slope would be negative a by 2, and our y-int, sorry, I forgot to mark this, and our y-intercept, or our point where the x is 0, would be 0, 2, because 2 is shown here. And now we can find the slope by setting both m or slope values equivalent to each other. So let's write that out. It would be 3 equals negative a by 2. And to make sure this is a fraction, we can just multiply 2 to both sides. So this would be 6 equals negative a. Therefore, a equals negative 6. So from that, we know that when a equals negative 6, the lines are parallel and have different y-intercepts. So which of the following values of a does the system have no solution? That would be answer option A, negative 6. So basically here all we did was just set the slopes equivalent to each other in order, because they're parallel lines having no solution. So yeah, it's negative 6. Thank you for watching my video about the SAT Practice 10 problems from the No Calculator section. And once again, this is a whole series, so I'll be going through all of the problems, and this was just the third part. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if this was helpful. So yeah, thank you. Bye.